Here are two versions of the same Figma animation. One that looks pretty ordinary and one that looks very alive. The difference, the latter is using spring animations. And in this tutorial, I will teach you everything you need to know about it so that you can jump straight back into Figma once we're done here. So the first thing we should address here is Bezier, traditional Bezier animations versus spring animations. And when it comes to Bezier animations, what we are allowed to do is basically to specify how an object starts animating and how it ends animating. And if we go into the prototyping settings here, we choose Smart Animate and then Custom Bezier, you can see that we have these handles. This is the starting handle. I can drag this like this, and we're gonna have this smooth ascend. I can do this. It's going to be a bounce in the beginning, and then the handle here is going to determine how the end behaves. So maybe it bounces in the end as well. Now, if we play this, you can see that we have the bounce in the beginning and the bounce in the end. If we go back here and we talk a bit about the animation's pros and cons, I would say that Bezier animations are easier to understand and use. Like these handles and how that works in the UI is pretty straightforward. The cons, though, are that it can be a little tricky to perfect these animations. You might have cases where it just stops a little bit weirdly, or some kind of turn just feels unnatural. They also are a bit more generic, and they feel lifeless in some cases. Which brings us to spring animations. And spring animations are designed to act like real-world objects. So they adhere to real-world physics. So if we go into these here, and I click this, we go to Smart Animate, Custom Spring in the bottom of the dropdown, you can see that we have these units here. We have stiffness, damping, and mass. We're going to get more into these in just a moment, so stay tuned for that. But what this allows us to do is to create animations that looks more like this, more lifeful, more smooth, more cool. And I would say that the pros here are, like I said, they look more beautiful. They look more lifeful. The cons are, or the con is, that is a bit harder to understand. Hence this tutorial. So let's get into Custom Spring Animations 101. Stiffness, what does that mean for us? Well, the stiffness influences the number of bounces in the animation, and it can be edited through dragging the graph. So if we click here, I can change the stiffness by dragging this on the horizontal axis. You can see how the stiffness changes as I drag it. It's less when I drag it to the right and more when I drag it to the left. That's how we manipulate the stiffness. You can see the preview here, how it looks. There it's less stiff, here it's more stiff. Then we have mass. What does mass mean for us? The mass influences the speed of the animation and the height of the bounce. How much does it bounce? So if we go in here and we play around with the mass, so we add a bunch of mass, you can see that it bounces super highly. It's as if we would drop a container from a mountain and it would bounce because it's a lot of mass. And if we decrease the mass, it's more like a feather, just staying on the ground basically when it comes to the ground. Which brings us to damping. So what does damping mean for us? The damping influences the level of spring in the animation and can be edited by dragging the graph. So how springy is our animation? If we go in here, you can see if I just manipulate the units here, I increase the damping, then the less springy it's going to be. If I decrease it, you can see that it becomes more and more springy, just bouncing like that. So how do we use these settings in real life when creating animations? Well, I have a couple of different examples here to show you. If we want to create an aggressive animation, we could use a bit of stiffness, so it's pretty stiff. We don't have a lot of damping because it's going to be hard, and the mass is going to be low, so it's just going to quit quickly, and this timing is pretty low. So if we play this, you can see that it's super aggressive, just coming in super fast and ending fast. If we want to make it smooth, we can check here. Then we can drag down the stiffness, we add more damping to it, and we make it a bit heavier. And if you remember, mass, the more mass we have, the longer the animation is. So if we play this, you can see that it's super smooth. And the last one is a bit more of a fun animation. So if we want to make it more fun, we can have a bunch of stiffness, quite some damping, and a bunch of mass. So if we play this, and you can see by the curve here, it's gonna be very bouncy. Like this. Kind of like I get a clown feeling by this animation. Pretty fun, pretty crazy, I would say. If you want more tips on how to create beautiful animations inside of Figma, then this playlist is probably for you. Now, until the next one, have a great life. We'll talk soon. Ciao.